All right, ladies and gentlemen, today's a new day. And I wanted to start this one off with a quote from the old philosopher, the old emperor of Greece, I believe, Marcus Aurelius. The happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Now, if you really break it down, it's a very logical statement, makes a lot of sense, but I feel like a lot of people don't truly comprehend what that means. It has a lot more meaning than what first meets the eye, right? So let's break it down bit by bit as we go on our ride here today. I'm gonna make my way to the vitamin store, pick up some creatine because I need to re-up on all that. But in the meantime, we're gonna talk about some real stuff today, hence the quote starting this video off. So, the happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. Let's break that down. The quality of your thoughts is basically, in its simplest form, the way you feel about everything. The things around you, the people around you, the way you feel about yourself, about your hobbies, and everything in between, really. It's not that profound to think about, but it becomes that way once you start to realize truly what it means. For example, if you're sitting there all day at home, chilling, and you're thinking, man, I'm really depressed, this sucks, my life sucks, I hate everything about this. You know, sometimes you might wonder, is it worth it? Should I end it? Should I keep going? You never really know. But the deeper you think about it, you start to understand that repeating that, whether it be out loud or just in your mind, affects the way that you start to feel overall in your life. So using that example, let's make this turn here. Using that same example, if you're sitting there all day saying, oh, my life sucks, I hate everything, blah, 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 your life's gonna suck. You're not gonna have a good time. You're probably gonna wake up each day feeling that same feeling. You're not gonna be happy. You're gonna be struggling. Let's use another example. Let's say that you wake up one morning and you decide, I'm gonna choose happiness today because, in my opinion, and honestly, I think it's a fact with this one, I think that happiness truly is a choice. Even on rough days, you might have bad moments, but at the end of it all, you can't allow a small hurdle, like something that sucks during your day or something like that. You can't allow that to rule your life and ruin your day. And it's not easy to take that power back from your mind, but it is possible with enough work and guidance, I suppose, and just kind of reminding yourself constantly what really matters, and that you should always try your best to look on the positive side of things and always keep going. But back to the quote. Using that same concept I was talking about choosing happiness, you wake up in the morning, let's say you really hate your job and you're not looking forward. What the fuck was that? That dude just dumped out some fucking coffee or some shit in front of me. What a dick. I'm glad I was back here. It smells like shit too. I think it got on my leg. Ew. Some old stale fucking coffee, bro. What an asshole. Anyway, that's a good example. It's good timing, actually. Let's use that as an example. Am I gonna let something stupid like that ruin my whole day? Absolutely not. Because I'm out here on my bike, I'm having a good time. I have good friends and family around me. Maybe not right in this very moment, but in my life. You have to practice gratefulness and kind of throw that in there as well. Once you understand the things that you have that are important to be grateful for, then you start to realize that even on the shittiest days, things really aren't so bad. Now, another quote. I forgot who this one is by. It might be Teddy Roosevelt. I can't really remember. But comparison is the thief of joy. And that is a very, very true statement. Because if you're constantly comparing your life or your looks or your money or anything you have or do, you're constantly comparing that kind of stuff to other people you're never going to be happy. It's going to rob your joy. Why? Because nobody's perfect, and there will always be somebody better than you, more good looking, smarter, happier. Like, there's all these factors that go into it, and you can't wallow in that self-pity of thinking like, oh man, this person has something I want, I wish I could have that, I'm a loser, I don't have that. Okay, so I got a little sidetracked there because I'm coming through an area with some heavy traffic, so I gotta lock in a little bit and make sure I'm riding safely, because you can't trust these people. And especially in this town that I'm at now, I kind of know of some bike accidents that have happened over the years. You hear about them every now and then. People just don't really see you, and they don't look for bikers, so you just got to be really careful. So that's what I'm doing now. Just gonna creep past this fire station over here. Got all the firefighters. But let's get back to it. So, comparison is the thief of joy. That's a fact. I've explained the gist of that one. But back to the original thing from the beginning of the video. The happiness of your life is dependent upon the quality of your thoughts. Now, this is a pretty profound subject the more you think about it, even though it comes off pretty simple. I know I said that in the beginning. But what you gotta understand is that if you want to make a change in your life, and you want things to be happier, and you want things to be more positive, that change starts with you. And if you don't know what I mean by that, well, I can't exactly tell you every step-by-step process as to how to fix your life. But what I do know from personal experience, what I can tell you, is that if you change that mindset up in that beautiful head of yours, you change that mindset, it takes time. It takes time, and it takes work and a lot of thinking, a lot of mental effort and energy. But nonetheless, as long as you're trying, that change will always start with you. Whoa. I stopped way too quick. What was that about? See, we gotta always look for our escape zone. Escape route, I was gonna take that crack on the right side because that guy was stopped, and I had nowhere to go. This turn I'm coming up on is gonna be a little sketchy to the vitamin shop, but I'll figure it out. I know I feel like I'm talking in circles. I'm a little bit all over the place today, so I'm gonna do my best in editing to make this somewhat entertaining. And we're gonna swoop on over here. Gonna be a little bit sketchy. I think we'll be okay. Especially right now, if we swoop in right here. Perfect. Get up right here in front of the vitamin shop. Perfect. Well, let me go inside here and do this real fast. And then, we'll get back to talking. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Just picking up some creatine today.
I just moved it off, so instead of it being in that section.
Yeah.
Now,
Oh, okay, over here?
right here now.
Sweet, thank you.
No problem.
Let's see, what do we want to go with? I've tried these. These are fucking disgusting. We are gonna go... Yeah. Classic. That's what I usually go with. Yeah, perfect. Awesome. We got what we came for. Got our creatine and our Lonnie little energy drink here. Just stuff these in the saddlebag so they don't fall out. I'm pretty damn thirsty, but I don't want to crack that can and then be sitting here in a parking lot. Rather go somewhere that I'm more familiar with if I'm going to be doing all that. I think this is going to be kind of like a more chill, low-key motovlog. I don't know how long it's going to be. Probably, actually, most definitely, it's going to be shorter than the previous couple. You know, I'm still learning. I'm still testing this stuff out. I changed up the mount on my chin mount, by the way. I kind of angled the camera a little differently so that you'd be able to properly see because the last one, the visibility was fine, but it could have been a whole lot better if I had tipped the camera up a little bit like I have it today. But, damn, I got sweat dripping down my face right now. It is fucking hot, man. Whew, I gotta get moving. Being stopped in a parking lot like this, I am absolutely just cooking. Whew, man, it's hot. I gotta move. Nobody's coming, we're out. Back the way we came, perfect. Alright, so, mission complete. We got our creatine, and we got our little energy drink. But my mind's kind of been all over the place because it's so hot, and I've also been trying to enjoy the ride and, you know, stay focused on what I need to. Hello, Mr. Policeman. This isn't even your town. What you doing all the way over here? But yeah, man, it's a beautiful day. It's just really hot. It's like 90 out today, so pretty brutal, if you ask me. I'm the one out here. But yeah, so I keep circling back to what I mentioned in the beginning of the video, these quotes. You know, I was saying before, it's probably going to be a little bit more of a like low-key, chill motovlog today. Pretty much just because my brain's all over the place. But separately from that, I did want to talk about some real stuff, which is what I mentioned just now, you know, and previously, the quotes and all that. So we're gonna go up here and make this right onto a more chill road. While we sit here at this red light, let's talk once again about what I keep bringing up. Happiness of your life depends on the quality of your thoughts. As I was saying, if you want to make a change, it's got to start with you. It's got to start with the individual. You have to want it, and you have to do it. Now, obviously, motivation can be a struggle a lot of the time. In order to push yourself far enough to do something and make that change I'm talking about. But it is possible. I don't want to sound like one of those cheesy, you know, oh, anything is possible. Oh my God, that was a big patch of gravel. That made me uncomfortable. So look, that. Please don't go. Okay. Wow, I took this road because I wanted it to be a little chiller, but I fucking come down here and everything is 10 times more sketchy. People pulling out of hidden driveways, pedestrians walking on the road, fucking... Who knows, bro? I gotta be real safe here. But, despite these concerns and these possible stressors, like what I'm dealing with now, like the gravel and the people and the cars, I'm still happy. Why? Because I chose to be. I decided that these little annoyances, these little stressors aren't gonna make me freak out and have all this anxiety build up and just make me want to curl up in a ball and cry, you know, because there's no use in that. No progress gets made from that. Once you understand that these things can really just be minimal little bygones, you can let them go and start to focus on what really matters. Now, everybody is going to have a different answer to that question of what is it that really matters. For me, it's my faith, it's my family, my friends, my dog. I got a husky, I love her. But, and it's my bike too. You know, I'm very grateful for having this thing. I was saying it in the last video, a motorcycle really is a form of therapy at the end of the day. And the relationship between a man and his bike is one of the best things this world has to offer, I think. But, as we were saying as we came up on that red light, if you want to feel better, whether you're going through something or whether life is just feeling a bit mundane, you can do so by changing your mindset. I mentioned earlier that it's going to be hard, it's going to take time and a lot of effort and mental energy, but it's possible and you will do it as long as you're committed to changing that mindset and to putting in the work. And, you know, even if that work means like fighting against what you're currently thinking in your head. If you're thinking, oh man, I have no confidence, I'm such a piece of garbage, life sucks, lie to yourself, to be frank. Like, that's how it starts. That's how I started doing it and kind of changing my mindset, because I've struggled with all types of things that we'll get into in future videos. But you know, I'm only 23, but I think for a 23-year-old, I've seen a good amount out there, and I've had a pretty, I'm not gonna say a rough upbringing or any of that, but I've gone through some shit, boys. And I'll get into those topics deeper in future videos, but this one is just kind of about looking towards the positive and keeping yourself centered through anything, just through like your day-to-day life, you know? We're gonna come up here, hit this left by this gas station. Probably should be getting gas soon, because I haven't filled up in like a day or two, but I checked before I left, and I got plenty of gas in this old tank, so I'm okay. But as I was saying, if you want to change your mindset, you got to put in the work. If you don't want to feel shitty, you could start by lying to yourself, because it's kind of one of those things where it's like, hey, fake it till you make it, right? If you keep, and I'm not saying fake it to other people and make yourself look happy. You don't need to mask. I mean, that can be unhealthy at times, but I also understand that it can be very necessary for your well-being and having a normal life. But take this left real quick, go around here, close this visor. Whew. Feel that sun beaming on my back again. It's all good though, we're comfy, we're chilling. Let's hope nobody, that guy's coming out of the bar. See, I got all this time to stop. You gotta be careful, man. You always gotta be on head on a swivel when you're riding these bikes, bro. Always got to be watching, especially at this time of day. It's like a Thursday evening, so lots of people are getting out of work. They're tired, they're not paying much attention, they're just trying to get home as fast as they can. See, look up there, we have another guy pulling out, it looks like, so I'm gonna preemptively slow down. I think he is gonna let me go. I hope he saw me, but we take the left side of the lane anyway. Say what's up to that fellow biker over there on the Harley. You love to see it, the candy red Harley. It's beautiful. See, it's things like this, right? Where even if I might come off like I'm just rambling about random nonsense, like the Harley guy I see, or the traffic I'm looking at in front of me now, or this or that, or it being hot like I was complaining about before. All these little things, I'm not saying them because they're like horrible and like life sucks. I mean, it definitely does suck to be pretty fucking hot and just kind of sitting there, but it's not like an earth-shattering type of deal where you gotta worry much about it. It's not like that. We're actually gonna take this little back road here. I haven't been on this in a while, but I know exactly where it goes. Ooh, what is that? Is that water, or is that... I don't know what that is. We're gonna take it real careful though. Lots of hazards out here today. Very interesting. But it's a good time to practice your riding skills in moments like these, you know? It's real life application to the hypothetical situations that you might encounter on a motorcycle. We got dogs, always gotta watch for that. There's hazards everywhere. We're actually gonna take this left real quick because I don't want to chance anything going on down there with those cars. Yeah, I don't know. Today's a weird day, man, because like it's a good day. I'm having a good day, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't struggling to find something to talk to you guys about right now. Whew, man, it is hot. The sweat is dripping, the sun is beaming. It is rough. I don't even really want to be out here too much longer. This is killing me. It's probably not safe either, because I don't want to overheat and fucking pass out on the bike or something. I never have before ever in life, but God forbid the one time it happens I'm on a motorcycle. That would not be a pleasant experience. So I think I'm gonna head back home now. We'll call it a day. We got our creatine. We went for a nice little drive. We talked about some stuff. I'm sorry that it might have seemed really shallow. But again, I don't know how much of that I'm gonna leave in. I don't know how much of that I'm gonna cut out, and if I'll be able to make myself look like not a total idiot when I actually finish this all up in editing. Hopefully I can do the right thing here, and you know, because I mean what I say. I'm not like bullshitting you guys. I'm not here just trying to like sound wise or like come up with some random bullshit that sounds cool or impressive. You know, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius is truly one of my favorite books that I've ever read. It's inspired a lot in me and truly helped me develop as a man, both mentally, physically, with, you know, the confidence to go to the gym and the confidence to talk to women and other people around me, not worry about being judged. It's done a lot. So if you haven't already, I'd go check that book out, Meditations by Marcus Aurelius. It's a really, really old book. It actually, historically, was Marcus Aurelius's diary that once he died, they had it all published and all that, and it's been preserved throughout the years and been translated to English and other various languages. But it's worth a read, especially if you're a young man in this generation growing up. I feel like the knowledge that comes from that book, just like the quote I mentioned before, that comes from that book. The happiness of your life comes from the quality of your thoughts. You can learn a lot, and when you really do a deep dive into it and you're reading Meditations, I can assure you that whether you're a young man or not, you could be a woman too, but I feel like, you know, because it was an emperor per se who wrote the thing, it's definitely a more masculine, inspiring story. It's not really a story, it's essentially a collection of quotes and just the dude writing down his thoughts. I mean, it was his diary back then, but it gives you insight into the mind of a philosopher. It can teach you a lot, and you can draw a lot of comparisons and parallels to modern day, like right now. And I think that we need that kind of thing now more than ever. This world is in a stressful place, and oftentimes people feel like we're in the end times and that things won't get better. And sometimes that's even just kind of a personal thing, where maybe you're going through something in your life and you feel like it won't get better, and it hasn't in a while. Go read Meditations, because I think it'll open up your mind to some really important insight as to how to manage your thoughts and emotions, especially in a world where we're kind of lacking some empathy, you know? It's very beneficial. But other than the book, I think I'm gonna go cruise around a little bit more and then head home. I know this one was kind of a weird one, a little bit deep, maybe a little somber to some extent, I don't know. I like to keep it positive, but I also like to keep it real, fellas. But yeah, thanks for coming along on the ride with me once again. And me and the V-Star love you guys very much for showing us love on the past three videos. But it's goodbye for now. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening, night, afternoon, morning, whenever you're watching this video. This has been PureFlight, and I'll see you guys on the next ride. Peace.